tonight. 4. And Aaron Stecker of Tampa on the other side here.
I was just going to say, if the Colts lose and they want goats, Detron Smith has to be one, and Mike Doss, I would say, has to be the other.
Yeah, Doss blew the coverage on a touchdown, fumbled an interception. You're right, John. No question. The Monday night record, most 2-minute warnings tonight. No doubt. And now that took.
Well, we've had 3 so far, and then we could get another one.
And well, that costs Indianapolis, even though it comes back and gets re-kicked, 11 seconds. Because those seconds do count. You don't put those back on the board. 4th and 16. And that's a fair catch at the 15 by Pyatt. So Manning now has to go 85 yards in 101 seconds.
Well, this was a question the guy asked me. If you had a quarterback that's active today, who would you want in this situation? Do you have a guy that you would pick other than Peyton Manning?
Current quarterback?
Yeah, current quarterback.
I wouldn't mind Favre. I mean, under any circumstance.
Yeah, that's not bad.
Yeah.
I mean, that's not a bad one.
Experience.
Steve McNair wouldn't be bad either.
Yes.
I mean, he makes big plays when you need him.
As he did in the Super Bowl when he led him on that drive that almost resulted in a tie in '99. Indy from the 15. Incomplete, trying to set up the screen, nothing doing.
Ooh, I don't know that you need screens now. I mean, I think you have to get the ball up the field. And his defense now is tired. They're not getting a big pass rush. You can get things against this zone. They're going to play a loose zone. Watch, they'll play their 2 safeties deep, and there is stuff in the middle and not getting a big pass rush.
2nd and 10. Pressure. Caught. Seeking the first. Getting it. Troy Walters at the 27, and another penalty, you bet.
And that's the area that I was talking about, where you can hit this soft cover 2 defense in this situation.
Sapp may have roughed Manning.
Personal foul, roughing the passer, number 99.
Yep.
Defense, first down.
And watch Peyton Manning, the ball is gone, and Warren Sapp just gives him a bump. He tries not to wrap him, but he knew what he was doing on that play.
Took the step, took the extra step from the 41. Manning deep and out in front, and catching it is Harrison. He's down to the 5-yard line. Tim Wansley stops him there. A ton of time now. They're inside the 5 without a timeout. 1st and goal, 52 yards to Harrison, who has come out of nowhere at the beginning of the game to catch 10 balls for 168 yards. At the 6, to the ground, to Williams. He's inside the 1. 2nd and goal.
I think the Colts want some clock. They want some time off this clock. Now they don't have to speed it up. They don't have to worry about spiking.
No, they can milk it. Williams, is he in? Flag. He's in, but there's a flag. There's a flag down at the line of scrimmage. Dungy thinks it's against Tampa Bay.
Peyton Manning thinks it's against Tampa Bay.
It is.
Defense, it's declined. The touchdown is good.
This is off the charts.
I think this is very, very close. Do you believe in miracles? I think we're getting close.
We're getting very close.
I'm not saying we're there, but this is amazing.
This against the Tampa Bay defense, down 21-0, down 35-14. Here is Vanderjagt for the point after to tie the game. It's a low snap, and getting it down was Hunter Smith to get the ball down and let Vanderjagt boot it through. Incredible. Wow.
Yeah, we know that Brian Kelly was out. Tim Wansley is the guy that's playing the corner. So if you need a big play, that's where you want to go to work. Here's Wansley. Here's Harrison right here. So this is where you want to go to work, and you want to get him out here. You see Wansley is starting to bail out Harrison has great speed. Wansley's trying to get back, and Harrison just runs right by him. Watch this. You see Wansley trying to bail out, trying to take away the deep. He takes a little bite to the inside, and Harrison gets 3 or 4 steps on him.
And again, with Brian Kelly out of the game early, hurt in the first half. Wansley, normally the nickelback, matched up against Harrison here. With 4 minutes left in regulation, it was a 21-point game. It was 35-14. And Tony Dungy applauding the fact his team has scored 4 touchdowns in the fourth quarter.
You know, there's something, this crowd can't believe it, but there's something for a Tony Dungy personality to keep everyone calm and be patient when you need 28 points in the fourth quarter. Who would have thought?
The Bucs in 15 quarters this season had allowed 2 touchdowns. And now in the fourth quarter on their home turf, they've allowed 4.
Hey, one thing in this second half, this Colt offense wore down this Buck defense. This Buck defense is a tired defense.
Now, if the Bucs return a kick for a touchdown for the first time in their history, it will be due, you believe in miracles. Fielded at the 8. Aaron Stecker. Still on his feet. Down he goes at the 33-yard line with 26 seconds. And now as Tampa tries to move into position for a game-winning field goal by Gramatica, they have 2 timeouts.
First and 10, Buccaneers at the 32.
Now you just wonder if this Colt defense can muster up a couple of pass rushes here.
First and 10 at the 32-yard line.
The Bucs are spread out with an empty backfield, and Keyshawn Johnson isn't one of them.
He's on the bench at the moment. It's caught over the middle. The catch is made there by Dilger, and Tampa takes a timeout. They have 1 left and 20 ticks remaining on the clock.
Yeah, the Colt defense is playing the same defense that the Bucs did, that soft cover 2, and they give you that middle. And of course, John Gruden and Brad Johnson went and took it with Ken Dilger.
Gruden's been up since 3:30 in the morning. He's liable to be up until 3:30 Wednesday morning after this.
I'll guarantee you he'll be. You know, you talk about, controlling the clock and sealing the deal and all those types of things. He didn't do that tonight. And this guy here, again, there's something to be said for being a calm coach and keeping everyone calm under big-time adversity.
Just an amazing comeback. First and 10 at the 44. And that's Jones, and he's going to get out of bounds after a very short gain up at the 48. And in fact, they're going to say he didn't get out of bounds. And thus Tampa Bay has to take a timeout. He tried to get out, and they said no. They kept winding the clock. So now they're reduced to having to move into field goal position if they can and get out of bounds to enable that man, Gramatica, to kick a field goal.
That's just when the fans also saw this one on the Jumbotron. The Colts only come in a 3-man rush. Now, does he get out of bounds? I would think you call that out of bounds.
I do, too. Well, the knee goes down from that angle, maybe inbounds.
Well, again, it's where the ball is. I don't know. You're right. 1 knee equals 2 feet.
Yeah. Keyshawn Johnson, a thigh bruise is the report. He will not be back. Second down and 7 at the 47-yard line. So Johnson has to throw it to the outside to Dilger, and then he gets out of bounds at the 44. So now you're looking at a 61 or 2-yard field goal attempt. Now Gramatica tried one from 60 at the end of the first half and came up a little short.
You look at Gramatica and you see he's a little kicker, but I'll guarantee you adrenaline is an amazing thing.
Tom Tupa will hold it. Ryan Benjamin will snap it. It would be a 62-yard field goal. on what would be, barring a penalty, the final play of regulation. Blocked. It is blocked. It will roll to a stop, and we will go to one of the more improbable overtimes in recent times. 35-35.
What did Howard Cosell say?
What a football game this turned out to be. Think about that. You're right. 25 years ago, Cosell trashes the game the entire game. Joe Washington runs back the kick. As simple as that. What a football game this turned out to be. The last time the Colts won a road Monday night game in Foxborough in '78. Before we go to the break, coin flip.
The guys are going overtime. Overtime, fourth quarter, rules apply. Each team has 2 timeouts remaining. Replay is controlled by the replay official. All right, I've got heads and tails. Who's going to call it? Call it because tails. He calls tails. It is a head. Tampa wants the ball.
Buccaneers get it to start OT.
Tampa's won the toss. Will receive.
And this amazing Monday Night Football game from Tampa will continue after this message and a word from our ABC stations.
Yeah, we're prepared for overtime, and we can help you be prepared too. Insurance, loans, retirement. AIG. We know money.
Did you believe he intended to kill you?
I had no doubt. A dirty cop will stop at nothing to take the 15th precinct down. New Blue, ABC Tuesday.
Let's see how Toyota Corolla compares to Ford Focus. Focus has more interior space here and here and here. Focus also has a CD player that plays MP3s, which will have you grooving from here to here. And only Focus's extended warranty protects you from here to here. Plus, right now, you can buy a well-equipped Focus SE for only $204 a month with no money down. So to get the car Automobile Magazine raved about, you can't go there. You have to come here. Your local Southern Ford dealer.
When the Disney characters you love come together, it's magic. But when they come together with classic music and movie moments you adore, it's Philharmagic. And the best part? You'll be swept up in the middle of it all. It's a 3D symphony of fun for everyone. Mickey's Philharmagic, new in the Magic Kingdom Park.
The Hyundai Elantra, a comparison. More standard features than a Toyota Corolla LE. All for over $1,900 less when comparably equipped. And only the Elantra is protected by America's best warranty. 10 years, 100,000 miles. Looks like we have a winner. Test drive the Hyundai Elantra, nicely equipped for just $11,439 at your Hyundai dealer. Hurry into the Hyundai winning season clearance and get up to $2,000 cash back or 0% APR for up to 60 months.
Go Bucks on your ABC Action News Station.
Basic rules in overtime. First team to score wins the game. If neither team scores after 15 minutes, it winds up a tie. 2 timeouts. No challenges by the coaches. All replays initiated upstairs. The Colts in the second half on their first drive in the third quarter. Harrison scored after they were blanked in the first half. And that's touchdown number 2 for Williams. Munro, that touchdown made it a 14-point game. Then Manning went to work and hit Harrison to make it a 7-point game. And then Ricky Williams scores on their last drive to tie the game. Until then, Keenan McCardell had been the big man tonight with 3 touchdowns. Harrison now with 10 catches for 168 yards, 2 scores. Tampa is going to get the ball. Keyshawn is out of the game. Pittman has been out of the game. Allstott has been out of the game. Aaron Stecker limped off. And they're down probably to Thomas Jones. as Reggie Barlow, instead of Stecker, is going to run the kickback from the goal line. He scored earlier on a pass from Brad Johnson, and he brings it up to the 30-yard line. So the depleted Buccaneer offense now goes to work at the 30.
Now again, the first thing you think of is you want to get a first down, then another first down, then you get into field goal range, then you want to take a shot for the touchdown, or then you settle for the field goal. I mean, that's kind of the plan that you have when you have the ball. And then someone's always going to argue, you know, that this isn't fair, overtime, both teams ought to get the ball. It's now the Buck offense against the Colt defense. The Colts have to stop it.
It's Thomas Jones as the running back and Jameel Cook as the fullback. Little rollout, toss to the near side, and it's Jameel Cook hit after a couple of yards by David Thornton.
Yeah, I kind of like the overtime rules the way they are, and I've said if they're going to change them, what I would change them to is just not have any overtime. I mean, just end in a tie game, because I think that, you know, we're always worried about injuries and we don't want players getting hurt. I think when you play extra time, those things happen.
2nd down and 7 up at the 33. And Johnson's going to take off, but not very far, as Monte Raygor catches him from behind. So you have a 3rd down and 5 upcoming from the 35-yard line.
That was a heck of a play by Monte Raygor. If you watch him, he has a double team here, and watch him. He's really going to explode. I mean, as that ball snap, watch his explosion. Boom, and he just runs right through the double team and then right down the line to get Brad Johnson. That was a heck of a play at the ball and after the ball.
3rd down and 5.
He's still wearing some field.
A minute and a half into OT. Play fake. Johnson throws. Caught by McCardell. That's a 1st down up to the 44-yard line. And a great block thrown up front as one of the on-rushing Colts, Raheem Brock, got upended again. Hit over heels one more time.
That was a heck of a throw by Brad Johnson, too, because, you know, we talk about the definition of being open. That wasn't really open. I mean, he had to put that in a very tight spot.
It's Thomas Jones throwing a block.
He's the guy that makes the block, and look at that slot that Brad Jones threw that ball in.
From the 44 on 1st down, McCardell motioning to the inside. And then Johnson throws to the outside, and that's Keenan who went in and then came back out, making the catch. And again, with Keyshawn Johnson out, he becomes doubly important. The man who's already scored 3 touchdowns tonight, and they have the ball in Indy territory.
Yeah, they need about another 15 yards to be in field goal range. And right now we're talking about pass protection for the Bucs. We're talking about pass rush for the Colts.
Word on Pittman, he's cramping up. He's not in the game. Stecker with a right knee sprain. And thus, as we mentioned, they're reduced to Jones, who has seen a lot of action this season, as the primary running back. 2nd and a long 2. I mean, a real long 2. And that's Jones. And he's about 1.5 yards shy of that yellow stripe. So it's a 3rd down coming up here.
3rd down 1.
And I think that's, as you say, a long yard in John Gruden's offense is a passing situation. There are some offenses that you would put in 2 tight ends, you'd go power, and you just bang that thing in. In his offense, he has passes in lieu of a run, and I think he would use one of them here.
Giant play on 3rd down and a deuce from the 47-yard line to try to keep possession of the ball. Going deep for McCardell and 2 deep. So McCardell springing loose for the moment, but then Doss and Walt Harris had him bracketed, and they're forced to punt.
Yeah, it was a passing down. He went play pass. He was trying to get the ball to Jameel Cook, his fullback, out in the flat. And he was covered there, so then he had to hold it a little, and then he just threw it away deep.
Now Tupa to punt, Brad Pyatt to run it back. And it was Brad Pyatt's run back when they were down by 21 that kept them at least on life support at that time. The 90-yard kick return and the 21-point game set up a short scoring drive, then the onside kick and all of the rest, and here we are in OT. And there's a flag down at the 16-yard line because Tupa got decked as he got it away, and it was Dominique Rhodes, who, even if he just runs into the kicker, not roughing, that's enough for a first down.
Right, because it was about 4th and 2.
Kicker, number 33 of the defense, first down.
Oh, those special teams penalties have just killed the Colts.
This is one you wonder about, though. You know, did he really hit the punter, or did the punter hit him? You see what they do? They keep that leg up in the air, keep the leg up in the air, and he just fell over Dominique Rhodes. I don't know. You know, the rule is that you can't touch the punter. Now, I don't know that he touches the punter or the punter touches him.
And nobody can pull it off as well as Tupa, who's been around for 14 years, is a very smart guy, and made it look perfect. At the 43 now. They need one more first down to get into true range. And this is Thomas Jones to the 41. So if they gain the area yard from here, you're looking at a 58-yard attempt.
I think they're going to gain a yard or two from here. I mean, I think you're going to have a couple runs and maybe another one of those short passes that we were talking about earlier, because I don't think you can feel comfortable right here about a field goal.
No question, because if you miss it, then in effect the Colts would get the ball at the spot from which the ball was kicked, which would be about midfield. You can't take that chance. 2nd down and 8 from the 41-yard line. Johnson hit as he throws, and that's thrown in McCardell's direction and incomplete. And it's 3rd down and 8. Again, to set the importance of the game, if the Colts win, they stay unbeaten, they lead Tennessee by 2. They will have beaten the Super Bowl champions on the road as they go home to face Carolina. And if Tampa loses this game, I mean, Carolina would have a 2-game lead in the NFC South, of all crazy things, the first week in October.
Carolina is the type of team that can go a long way. You know, good running back, good defense, special teams, solid coaching, and they've already beaten the Bucs.
Bunch right. 3rd and 8. Johnson's going to start to take off and then floats one incomplete. Good coverage by the Colts, but enough pressure on him, and it's 4th down. And now Tupa's going to have to come in and punt. Again, if you try a field goal from here, you'd be looking at about a 58-yard field goal. And the odds against that are pretty good. And then, of course, the worst thing that happens is that Indianapolis would take over at their own 48-yard line.
Right, and the 2 long ones that they did try was right at the end of the half and right at the end of regulation, so there was no time left for the Colts to get the ball back. But in this situation, as you say, there's no way they can do it.
Now Tupa, and nobody rushed him. They let him get it off. And then he sends it out of bounds at the 13-yard line. And here comes Manning. 4:27 into the game. Let's take a look at this. No team in the history of the league has won a game after trailing by 21 or more points with fewer than 4 minutes left in the 4th quarter. Our Minister of Information, Steve Hurt, up all night coming up with just that fact in this situation. I mean, think about that. That's an amazing thing. The National Football League, founded in a showroom in Canton, Ohio in 1920, and against this defense of all defenses, one of the great defenses we thought ever.
That's the thing that Steve could add to it, against one of the best defenses ever.
From the 13-yard line, Manning throws, and it's deflected, and he's lucky it wasn't batted and intercepted. Warren Sapp, and there's another flag down. Sapp batted it.
And that flag came in late by the umpire. Umpire is the guy behind the defensive line.
Normally, that's holding. Normally.
There is no infraction for illegal touch. The ball was tipped.
Okay. So he threw the flag, not knowing that the ball was tipped.
You're going to see Warren Sapp right here. He's going to take an inside rush and just pressure straight up the middle. And he's the guy that got the tip.
Simeon Rice came in too. 2nd down and 10 from the 13. Some of the crowd has come back from the parking lot. Ricky Williams, there are definitely more people in here.
I think you're right.
Oh, there's no question. We looked around before. Remember, with 3:44 to go, it was a 21-point game, and I said it looked half full. Now it's like about 62%.
You're right. They did come back.
Yeah.
And listen to them now yell for their defense.
They got traffic going both ways in Tampa. 3rd down and 6 from the 17. Manning throws, caught, 1st down. Harrison. Earlier in the game, we had Keyshawn Johnson mic'd, and he was kind of chiding Harrison about, catching short little passes, and now Keyshawn is done for the night, and Harrison has caught 11 balls for 176
Look what
yards.
they're doing. They put Dwight Smith, who's been a corner, was moved to free safety. They were beating Tim Wansley out there, so they moved Dwight Smith from free safety to play out there on Marvin Harrison. Marvin Harrison's a real deal.
1st and 10 from the 25. Comes back to Clark, and the tight end gets taken down by Lynch. So Lynch, the strong safety, lined up against Clark, and right there to stop him for a loss of 1.
None of that stuff has worked tonight. All that screen stuff, and the best thing they do is just drop back. Peyton Manning drop back and throw the ball up the field. And it's not bad throwing to this guy because the Bucs don't know what to do about it. And they lose Brian Kelly. They put in Tim Wansley. He can't do it. And now they have Dwight Smith out there on him.
2nd and 11 out of the gun.
I think this is a loose cover 2, though.
Out of bounds. Harrison is there. Smith is there. 3rd and 11 now with 6.5 minutes having elapsed in overtime.
I think Peyton Manning was looking out there for Marvin Harrison on expecting a cover 3 or a man type situation, and they rotated into that cover 2. Tim Wansley on the sideline now. He's been indoctrinated as a starting corner tonight after Brian Kelly went down.
3rd and 11. 4-man rush. Manning guns it, caught by Reggie Wayne up at the 40-yard line, and that's a 1st down. Lynch tackles him.
You want to see something interesting? Rondé Barber was on him, and Rondé Barber tried to tee off on him right at the line of scrimmage, and he misses him. Watch right here. You see, he goes to fire on him, and he misses, and now Reggie Wayne has a free run to that inside. Rondé Barber was all ready to tee off, and he teed off and whiffed.
1st and 10 after a 3rd and 11. Williams, who's been plodding along tonight. Ricky Williams carries for the 13th time, 56 yards for the other Ricky. Vanderjagt, who has been perfect this season.
I'll tell you, and he made a big kick on that first onside that they recovered. That was a big kick by Vanderjagt.
Vanderjagt 12 of 12 in field goal attempts, 17 of 17 extra points, and that's tipped and incomplete. Pass a little high off the hands of Marvin Harrison, and again Manning confronts a 3rd down, a big 3rd and 6.
And this is when he's pretty good. As you say, I mean, there's no field goal here, so we're either talking about they get the 1st down or they're going to have to punt. Guys came back. They brought their D signs back. They brought everything. They brought another lunch, food, another tailgate.
3rd down and 6. 4-man rush. Manning throws, caught, and this is Troy Walters. So there's a new hero in every series. It's Harrison, or it's Walters, or it's Reggie Wayne, or somebody out of the backfield. 1st down.
Yeah, but that guy throwing the ball remains standard. I mean, he's the guy. It's Peyton Manning. I mean, he's putting it exactly where it has to be. Now they're getting pretty good protection. I mean, you see Simeon Rice is coming back now. They just ride him to the outside, pin both those tackles, then Peyton Manning can step up.
1st and 10. Fake to Mungro. Manning slings it, incomplete. Intended for Reggie Wayne, or Wayne at least in the area. 2nd down and 10.
And Rondé Barber was right on him. I don't know that you want to try that side too much. It seems like that right side with the corner switching is the place if you're going to throw that type of thing. Reggie Wayne is so tired, and so is Marvin Harrison. They're not even going into the huddle. Look at this. There's a huddle. Reggie Wayne is out here. Marvin Harrison is on the far side.
Anything to conserve energy. 2nd down and 10.
Marvin Harrison could hardly stand up right there.
Manning over the middle, and it's caught at the 31-yard line by Reggie Wayne. And now clearly within Vanderjagt territory.
And that's the thing. The wide receivers, again, don't even have to go into the huddle, and they come up and complete a big play like that. I said I thought I'd stay away from Rondé Barber. They work on Rondé Barber. He gets a bump. Reggie Wayne gets a step on him and then just makes that move on the end. I tell you, Peyton Manning is really something. His 4th quarter in overtime.
Under 6 minutes left. Again, if you play 15 and nobody scores, it winds up as a tie at the 31-yard line. Trying to get outside, but Barber that time comes up and takes down Mungrove at the 30. And Mungrove is a little slow in getting up, flexing his leg, but he's all right now.
You know, I was thinking in the 4th quarter that both these teams were spent. You know, I mean, both defenses, you can see how tired they were, and now they have to go to overtime. I mean, now they're really spent. But the freshest guy out here looks like Peyton Manning.
There's a horse racing term, reaching down, finding more.
And now's the time you have to do it. I mean, you can talk about motivation and being fired up and all those things, but when you need motivation and to be fired up is right now.
2nd down and 9. On the ground. Pretty good hole there from Mungrove. So that takes it to the 25. If they don't gain a yard here, Vanderjagt would have a 42 or 43-yard field goal attempt. And Vanderjagt, of course, is the guy. Remember what happened? He got liquored up in Canada after the season, and he said some things about Manning, and then Manning took off after him at the Pro Bowl, and they didn't know if he would stay with the team, but they patched it up, and it's going to come down to probably a Vanderjagt field goal to pull off one of the most amazing wins ever. 3rd down and 4.
Marvin Harrison is out of the game now.
That's Reggie Wayne, slot left. And they're going to leave it in Vanderjagt's hands as James Mungrove is a yard shy of the 1st down to the 22-yard line. So Vanderjagt, who has not missed this season, who has the highest percentage of any field goal kicker in history, perfect this year, 86% lifetime, will try to kick a 39-yard field goal after Tampa Bay most likely takes a timeout to try to freeze them in this 80-degree temperatures. Or these 80-degree temperatures. Again, as you look in on history here, maybe, if he kicks it, in the history of the league, no team trailing by 21 or more points with less than 4 minutes to play has won the game.
Now, again, if we ask, who would you like to have quarterback your team if you had to score 4 touchdowns in 4 minutes? Who would that guy be? I think it's this guy.
Well, he already has the grin of a winner.
Yeah. How about his dad, Archie Manning?
Yeah.
You know, he's proud and excited right now. And his brother Eli there in Mississippi.
40-yard attempt for Vanderjagt. Hunter Smith to hold it. And it is no good. A flag is down, though. There's a flag down. Another flag. At the 21-yard line, there's a flag. And this one is against.
Unsportsmanlike conduct. Number 97, defense.
Oh,
leaping.
Man. Leaping.
First down.
Simeon Rice leaping. What in the world?
You know, you can leap. There's nothing against leaping. You can't step on someone to project yourself.
97.
Here's Simeon Rice here. Now, he can leap as long as he doesn't step on someone.
What is that? What kind of a call is that?
I have no idea. Unless they think that his knees hit someone's back right there, but that's when he's on his way down. What the rule is for is so that you can't jump up on someone's back and project yourself. Ooh, I think that's a tough call.
That may be the worst call. It's an unbelievable call. What in the world is that about? I mean, unless...
Look at it again. Here's Simeon Rice, 97. Again, he can leap. He can jump up. He just can't jump up on someone else's body, on a teammate's body or an opponent's body.
In the rule book, it says if you run forward and leap and land on a teammate's body in an attempt to block a field goal, it's leaping. That's what the book says.
So the fact that the body of the guy didn't help him in the leap, the fact that he touched someone coming down is the rule. I never heard that one.
Well,
I know the spirit of the rule is you can't have someone lift you up or use someone's back to jump up in the air.
But the rule states as part of in the unsportsmanlike conduct section, it's running forward and leaping, which he does, and then landing on players, which he does. I mean, he's angled there, and you know there's that whole maelstrom and all of the bodies, and it's almost impossible in that situation not to contact somebody.
Yeah, that happens all the time in short yardage and goal line. I mean, guys always dive over the pile and land on guys. This crew has had a tough time tonight.
Very tough, and they've been throwing a flag on every other play.
John Gruden's out in the field. Defensive coordinator Monty Kiffin is out in the field. What he's telling them is there's no instant replay on that, but he's telling them just look up at the Jumbotron.
Again, just to parse the rule even farther, it says if you line up more than a yard behind the line of scrimmage, which he did, leap and contact the body on the way down in an attempt to block a field goal, that's leaping, that's unsportsmanlike conduct, and now a 29-yard attempt by Vanderjagt. He hits the upright, and it bangs through. How crazy is this? How crazy?
On Tony Dungy's birthday and his homecoming.
It's not his birthday anymore, but it's 1 o'clock in the morning. But I guess in Indianapolis, it's his birthday. It still is, as the clock strikes midnight Central Time.
Watch this.
Look at that. I mean, it's a bad kick, and it's like it's going, instead of end over end, side over side.
Well, it was a bad snap, and he had a tough time getting that hold down. Then if you're going to doink the pipe, you want it to go inside after the doink. What a job by Peyton Manning.
How about the people who went to bed at 35-14 or before, waking up in the morning and saying, what?
How about the people that were on their way out crashing with the people coming back in?
Coming up next, the Autotrader.com postgame show after one of the most amazing games ever played.
We need a car. A sports car. A wagon. Silver. And certified pre-owned. That one.
Autotrader.com lets you compare 2.1 million new, used, and certified pre-owned cars to find the one you want.
Oh, now we gotta sell our car. I need a car.
Autotrader.com. Your car is waiting.
Okay, I'm on. How do I get started?
Do you know the way to use eBay? Millions of people do, so why not you? Let's start today. eBay is so very easy. Put a few bucks down, your cash goes far. Buy a thing, maybe two, maybe even a car.
of law and order. LA's best cops, solving its worst cases.
Kept a dozen girls as sex slaves.
In a dramatic new episode.
She was stabbed to death.
The only thing more shocking than 3 murders is what they'll do to catch this killer. A new LA Dragnet, ABC Saturday, 10/9 Central.
Welcome to the Autotrader.com postgame show. Here now, Al Michaels.
Upon further inspection, one more thing. Take a real close look. Smith gets it down, and then it will be just barely tipped. Starts out to the right. That's Ellis Wims, who tips it and may have deflected it slightly back toward the right goalpost instead of going outside of it. Almost impossible to tell. There he is, 96, but he deflects it enough. It just barely changes direction, and that's why it wobbled. And as Dungy looks on, hits the upright, goes through. Indianapolis wins it. Let's go to Lisa.
Thanks very much, Al. What an amazing comeback and what an amazing birthday present. You said you wanted this one. How did you inspire your team at halftime? You were down by 21 points.
Well, I told them that was the most disappointed I've been in our team. We just didn't play our game. And we could come back and make a game of it the second half, but can't say enough about our offensive guys. To fight back against a defense like that and put up 35 points in the second half, that's unbelievable.
Did you ever think that somebody could do that against this Bucs defense?
I didn't think 35 points in a half, no.
Peyton, talk about what it is about Tony Dungy that inspires the best in his players.
I just think he keeps everybody calm. You know, 21-0 here in Tampa on Monday night is not an ideal situation, but he told us at halftime that it was our fault. You know, penalties, mistakes, just giving them easy opportunities. We came out in the second half. We still made it tough at times, but he talks about just playing our game. We played our game, and what a game, huh? What a win.
What an amazing game, and what a great homecoming for your coach, Tony Dungy. Congratulations to both of you. They go to 5-0, and what a way to do it, Al.
And next week, how about a battle of unbeatens? Carolina at Indianapolis. Keenan McCardell's face was all but certain to go up, but no way now. It is Manning and Harrison who wind up as the horse trailers players of the game. 386 yards through the air for Manning tonight. Vanderjagt's field goal wins it. Indy wins in overtime, 38-35, and that's our Autotrader.com post-game show. Next Monday to St. Louis, the Rams host the Atlanta Falcons. So it's Al Michaels, John Madden, and Lisa Guerrero saying good night and good morning from Tampa after one of the most amazing games in the history of the National Football League. What a comeback.
ABC Sports thanks you for watching this presentation of the National Football League.